Hey everyone, welcome back to the third build installment of the Shopping Street by Lego Icons. This is set number 11371, contains 3,456 pieces, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. I do not know the retail price, but I'll have that in the description once it is available. And yeah, this is what we've done so far. And what you see here is bags 1 through 4, and it's not bad. The set is still holding at a 10. This thing here will fall off, so I got to be very careful with this. It's very loose. Other than that, though, nothing too bad. We had a few pits in the glass, but you know, so it's still at a 10. It's starting to get a weak 10, but we're getting. Let's hope it doesn't go any lower than that, because I really want to see this one pass. So in today's installment, I'm going to be focusing on just bags 5 and 6. Okay, which I do have in here. And yeah, the instructions are easy to follow too. And I noticed something. The book does have a little progress bar here. And we're not even, what are we, about 20% done or something? So we're getting a little bit there. And I've been pretty pleased with this build. And yes, it does come with a brick separator. This is a nice little tool to have. You're going to need it if you make any boo-boos. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. And today is November 20th, 2025, and I just finished up all my work for the year. So you know what that means. I can play. And these are printed. That's a nice keeper. And that didn't come in, well, I see a light scuff. If I see it, I have to start dinging down parts. All right, well, let's take a look at all the glass stuff first before we do anything. And this one came in without a scratch. So these would be nice for a restaurant. Or maybe an old Victorian house or something. That'd be kind of cool to have. All right. And Lego, this is really bad here. And it won't show up. I don't have anything black, but I put it in dark. And yeah, this is heavily scratched. We're down to a 9. I'm not playing games today. Let's see how bad this is. This is printed. Let's see what it says in here. Brickleys? Not too bad, huh? I mean, that's printed. That's a nice piece there. Not even a scratch on her. Let's see here. This one here has a couple of pits in it, sadly. What about this one here? Did this one get out without a scratch? Sadly, no. I think every time I open up a bag and I see that, I'm going to just be like, okay. Hey, we're down to a 9 now, folks. And we haven't even had anything crumble apart. I may just start, when I start seeing bad packing, I may just start taking off a certain percentage of a thing. Say, okay, the set wasn't packed well. Parts came in scuffed and damaged. And that does affect the build experience too, because I'm expecting a new product, not a used product. Jay, you just said that, I know, right? Hey, I'm known for my brute honesty on these things. But right now, I want to know how good the build experience is. Ooh, I can use that piece. This set's got a lot of little hidden treasures in here and stuff. Alright, so we're right here. Let's get this tuned in for you so we can start building here. I mean, that's the whole point about this channel, is to build things and enjoy the set. So it looks like right now we're doing accessories. So we got a top hat, and we'll take a closer look at all this stuff here in a bit. This bag doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. It just has more small pieces than anything. And that is what we're looking at there. Yeah, not too bad, huh? And then that goes right in here. Oh, so these right here, I'm trying to get this where you can see it. These are for the window, like a window display. Instead of calling this shopping street, we should have called this street shop, window shopping. That would have been a good name for this. It's like we're putting ourselves together another musical instrument, too. So, I'm going to say a good chunk of this set is mostly just small parts, unfortunately. Oh, I've never seen a life buoy in pearl gold. You know what that means? We're gonna have golden toilet seats for the bathrooms. Yeah, why not? I mean, let's just have a little fun with that. Let's see if I can get a couple of those in that color. I don't think I'd ever use them if I bought them, but I'm not a good fan of building these little musical instrument things, but it's like the hot dog goes in the middle there. Yeah, so I'm off work now. I'm pretty happy. And if you've watched the that retro telephone, we were putting together some of the cell phones. If you're watching, or you watch that set, yeah, this is the set I was referring to. And this is just starting to come apart here a bit. And then this goes like that. So that's probably the mouthpiece there. And this, I think they're scaled for figures, but I would not take these out if I were you. All right, let me put that down there. Yeah, there's a lot of small parts in this set. I think the majority of the stuff in here is accessories. Like that. Okay. And then after that, this thing just seems kind of deformed here. I can't get it to straighten out for some reason. Maybe the hot dog's supposed to go like that. I don't know. There we go. I think it's supposed to go like that more than anything. That's what it looks like. And then this goes right in the window here. I think they should have named this window shopping. So this stuff is just tacked in. You're going to have to be very careful with it. And no. We got more musical instruments. We're doing all the small stuff first, which is kind of a bummer because I got all these big pieces here, and what am I doing? I've been hitting the small pile of parts more than anything. Lego needs to come up with a better way of packing sets. Looks like this could be... I'm not really familiar with musical instruments, so please, no hate. This could be one of those things that you do that. I think a trombone or something. I don't know. It has been years since I took a music class, so I have no clue. I know what a drum is and stuff, but I knew a friend of mine a long time ago that was in the band, and like, I don't know the difference with musical instruments is, but I can tell you exactly what programming languages there are out there, and which ones I've done. That I can tell you. I'm a computer programmer. It's not a musician by any means whatsoever. Yeah, so I'm done with work. That means now I can focus on Lego stuff, so we can do the most smallest possible parts first. And yeah, I hate to think the whole set is just small. Like I thought, open this bag up, I thought, oh, we don't have a lot to do. I'm trying to find a holder now, and I cannot find it. Okay, well, let's start pulling out all the gold pieces here. Let's put the gold in this corner until we find it. Sometimes you have to do that. Remember my toilets? I used to use these for the flushers. Yeah, we got them in gold now. That's not what I need. Has a hand on it. I'm finding either a stick or the hand, but not as a one-time deal. Let me start putting all these in here. Okay, I found one. I hear you squeaking. And this goes like that. Sorry if you can't see much. I have to see it before you do, or I won't be able to do that. No, it's not a sax. I know what a saxophone looks like. It's the one with the keys, but yeah, I think that's it. And it looks like the picture. Except mine's just kind of deformed. Maybe I need to raise this up a bit more. There we go. And then this one here goes on the stick here like this. And it's just sitting in there too. So be very careful with that. All right, let me make sure here. Yeah. Keep hearing something rubbing up here. I don't know if it's that. I got a bunch of operating manuals right now in here, and it's just that and polybag sets I have been and I still hear it. Let me see where it's coming from here. Let me take that big thing off. But I got a bunch of stuff in here which I need to go through. I have not had a chance since I have been off. I've only been off for maybe about 3-4 hours. Okay, now we're starting to build a little bit of everything. Looks like we're building mostly the walls here. Let's start with this here first. And these go right in here. We're going to have to keep messing with this thing because, yep, Lego, now we're getting to that point of this stuff is starting to fall apart. Let me go back and look here now. That's how I have it in there, but it fell out. Maybe I put it in the wrong way, I don't know. Got to be careful because some people get their bridges in a ruffle if I say the wrong thing in here. Okay. All right, so we can put our windows in now. These are not bad little panels if I put that one in backwards. Wish Lego would make a 1x2x5 window, would be cool. Okay. And then we got to make a column here. Yeah, it's been raining a little bit today, which is really nice. Nice day to go out for a walk. Okay. So we got our windows in. Looks like now we got to build ourselves another musical instrument that goes here. I know some have asked me, Jay, how do you have patience for this stuff? You know, you got to work very slow through this. You can't just race through it. You got to do it very slow. You know how slow I'm working? Some people say I build too slow, and these are the same guys who make lots of mistakes. Just take your time. Just take your time. You're in no big hurry to finish this stuff up. If I was in a hurry, I wouldn't care. But no, I'm taking my time on this. This is something like this. Lego gave me a lot of time with this set. I've even complained to them about it. I said, just give us more time with this stuff. They're more worried about leaks than selling a product. Well, I want to be able to slow down, take my time on it, and enjoy the build, not rush and get it done. You know, at least they gave me a little bit more time here to enjoy this. So I don't know what kind of horn or bugle, maybe? I don't know what that is. But this goes right in the window here. Not too bad. I think we survived that step. And then now we're moving back on to some more windows. Let's put that in there. Yeah, but this is a set, take your time on. When it comes to big sets, I know some people who just want to get it built. Okay? They want to hurry up and get it done. For me, no. We're not going to rush on this one. We're going to take our time today. You know. Now, if I had 100 sets that I had to do that had this amount of parts, yeah, I would probably race through them. But today is the day that I get to slow down, not have to think. Now I can turn my brain off. There's no more work. Okay. And these go right by the door. They go on the white part, not on that right there. I kind of sound a little tired. I'm just relaxed finally. Finally relaxed here. Okay, now it's the shop door. Let's take our scratch door that's heavily pitted and scratched. That right there, really I'll keep it family friendly, but not too pleased with the quality control. But Lego has told us not to report quality control issues with them through the LAN. I think we should. So it just hurts the score on the set, because I want the set that everybody else gets. Some of you mentioned that this could happen when they were manufacturing the parts. Well, Lego needs to take address to that. These sets are expensive, and I don't appreciate getting, beat up parts. Sure that door fits right in there. There we go. That's got a nice elegant look to it. We weren't done with that door yet. I didn't even see those. Well, then I'll put that on there while the door's in then. My bad, I messed up. But this will lock in the door with these plates here. Well, there we go. Got that right in there. Didn't break it, huh? Alright, so we got that. We survived that so far. That's not bad. And then now we got to build some columns around the door. So we got to make 2 of them. So let's get going on that. Hey, but at least I get to share my experience with you guys and gals. Especially, I know some of you said you probably will never get this set. It's expensive. But at least I can share it with you. This is like my version of sharing the build with you. Now, if you want these to look good, there's 2 different methods on these, or textures. This one's round, this is squared. I'd like to round those up. I'll show you here in a second. If I were to mismatch these, you can see the difference there. I don't like that. So I like to line those up. Now it looks really good. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. And of course stick this in here. I'm going to use that. And then before I put that in, let's make the other one real quick. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to do small parts today, but I got to do them, unfortunately. I'm starting to sort out color here. Yeah, bag 5 is just nothing but really small parts. Like, we're just messing with really tiny stuff here. So if you're looking for something with big pieces, this set is not it. This is definitely not meant for toddlers. Alright, so now what I plan on doing here with this is I want to keep the round. I'm going to think the round side looks better than the square side. So this goes right here. Let me get these out of the way. And this stud will go right here. This will lock that in. So that's really locked in good. So same thing here. I'm going to keep the round texture out. And just swing those in place. Start down there, swing it in there. That door is strong now. That's not wiggly. Alright, and then now we got to put some tiles or whatever on this, and I got to find that. Yeah, so right now I got to start sorting things out by color. There's just too many small parts to this set. I remember the cafe corner had like 2,000 pieces. I can't remember. That was the very first modular, and yeah, I do have that one. I may revisit that project. This one here has double the pieces, but it's not as big because Lego has gotten more connected with the small parts than they do with the big parts, and that's probably the only shame. But of course, the smaller the piece, the higher resolution you can get with it. And then there's some white plates. 1x2s that go in here. You notice I've been hitting out of this pile, the small pile. I've been hitting out of that. Stick the peg inside the holes. That's why they use those. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for, like I said, if you're looking for a very fast build, don't rush through this one. This is one that you want to savor the build. Like, enjoy it. This is a nice set. It's like, it's not cold outside. It's probably in the 60s. It's raining. Yeah, it's got a little bit of fog out there. And we're building a Lego set. It's already getting dark, and I got to do some stuff outside. Already brought some firewood into the house, so yeah, we're already set with that. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together the awnings above the windows, and we got to make 4 of them. This is a good idea for a restaurant build or something. We'll just build them, we'll install them as we go. Hey, I haven't ranted yet except for the scratched parts, but we're doing pretty good. I'm trying to cut down on rants a little bit. Like I said, I've noticed more and more families watch these with their kids, and I don't want to be known as the guy who... Wait a minute, that doesn't go there, Jay. What am I paying? I got to pay attention better. I want to keep these as... That still doesn't go there. We got to skip a stud there. Okay, there is plates that go in there. Yes, you're going to have to get more small parts. you gotta put this in here too. Let's put that in there. Right in between those. But I want to keep everything positive on this. There's been some, bad things going on social media, and I don't want to be that guy who is a bad influence. I mean, I say the word smurf if there's something bad going on, but I don't want to sit here and tell you guys some nonsense stuff. Oh, wait a minute. No. This doesn't go here. That doesn't go there. I wasn't paying attention. It's a corner plate that goes there. And there's a 1x2 in the back here. This step 104, you're going to have to really pay attention here. Because you notice how I'm forgetting things. I would have just put a big long piece in there, but Lego didn't do that. Well, the further we go up, the stronger it's going to get. See if I can find one of those plates. There we go. Right there, we got that done. I think I survived that without breaking anything. That's good. And then now we got to crown off the top here with some 6s. I think there's a line here. I can't see it in the book. Well, maybe I could barely see it. So put that there. I guess we're getting ready to flat tile everything off here for the removable floor. Now it's a lot stronger. Okay, hold your bridges here. We're actually using a big piece for once, other than the door. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that some of you guys and gals actually do enjoy the commentary on these, because I like to keep them, like I said, I don't want to be known as... Let me go get that. I don't want to be known as... I don't know where it went to. I saw it on the bag and it rolled. Hold on, let me see. I have brown carpet that's the same color as that, so that makes it fun to see there. I don't want to be known as those type of YouTubers that just sit here and just produce content and not care what my audience has to think about things. So I don't want to do that. I kind of just make these more informal type builds. I want to sit here and talk to you, not talk down to you, not talk at you. And then we're doing a lot of sub-steps today. This bag here is like a nightmare. It's not hard, it's just there's so many small parts that we got to keep track of here. But it's all about the detail in a build. You know, it should look like that there. And that goes right above the door. So that tells me something that's going to attach to that. Okay. And that's exactly what we're building. We're building another musical instrument. Looks like this is another one of those horns. Jay, you don't know your musical instruments. I know, right? I don't know. This is way out of my comfort zone here. I don't know. I mean, if it was a computer store, yeah, I could probably smash through all that stuff and know what it is. But this, not so much. Not so much. But at least I'm honest with you. I'm not lying to you. I just don't know. You know. I don't know. I mean, somebody can clarify some stuff. I'll look on there and see what musical instruments there are. And I'll probably have them indexed as such. Well, they give us a 1x1. Well, I didn't mess that up, did I? I survived. So it looks like this snaps right onto there. Well, now we know there's a music shop. Now we put the sign on the door. All right, now it looks like we're working on some more columns. We're going to be focusing our attention here. So right now there's a draft. If it was snowing right now, it'd blow snow into that area. We got to fill that hole in real quick. This is not really a self-contained build yet until we get that in there. Hey. It's one I like about modular buildings. This right here, you could just drop this in a city when we're done. I'm hoping it is. It should be, because most modulars are like that, where you can just pick it up, place it in your city, and you're done. Some of you heard me refer to a city drop-in value. What's the value of the set if it's dropped in a city? Oh, you know, I put that piece in backwards. I don't know how critical it is. That's what I refer to as a drop-in. Okay, if I can pick it up and just put it in a city without any modifications to complete the build, and I got to make 2 of those boogers, that's even better. Okay, well, I'm already here. I may as well just put this in here. But that's what I refer to as a city drop-in value. What's the value of a set? Can I put it in a Lego city? You know, can I just set this in there without having to modify anything? Like put a back on there or a roof. This one here is done for you. You don't have to do that. You just pick it up and put it in. All right, I am missing another bracket here. Let me start sorting by colors again. Well, I need that. I need that part too. Let me get that out of there. Everything's round in here. It's hard to pick up. Okay, I found it. Yeah, this is not to be considered as a professional product review, how-to, or tutorial, or walkthrough. These are just merely my notes, so they're not to be construed as such. So yeah, I have to read that off. It's raining and they're flying their jets in the air. I don't know, the military out here has been thick. Okay, that didn't go together very well, and I got to stop what I'm doing and pick up some stuff. So I got to ding this thing down. Now it's a hard 9. It means the next score would be a lower score. Where did that go? Okay, I think that went there. All right, Lego, you should have just told me to put them together like this first. And then set the whole column in here would have been safer. Somebody didn't revise their building guide. All right, let's continue on here. Trying to hold the rants in. Don't want to upset the kitties. Okay, so this goes right here. Okay, be very careful. There's actually 2 of these in here. Let me make sure here. Okay, there's a 3 that goes in there. Skip a stud. There's a sub-step that shows you, okay, hold it like that. It goes like that. I had a hard time seeing that. My perception is a little different there. Okay, it goes in, let me make sure here. It goes in like this. Right there. You got a little recess spot in there. Okay. And then we got another 1x3 in here. We're going to get this bag done eventually. Maybe I should just do this bag and this installment here, but I've only been doing this now for 30 minutes. Usually I should have been done with this bag by now, but yeah, this one could be a long one here, folks. That's the only problem about these modulars. They can get pretty brutal. Okay, so this goes here. This must to reinforce that corner a bit. And yeah, put this here, this 1x3, and I'm sorry if my hand's covered. I cannot prevent all that. I know some have complained about it and I can't do it. I have to see it unless somebody gives me a GoPro or something. Not that I'm begging for anything, but these are budget rate videos. I gotta make one of these. Okay, and then we put this here. That's what I'm saying, this channel's on a budget. Oh, no. When you get to this, you got to build 2 of them. They didn't tell you here. Well, I'm reading that wrong, but no, it doesn't say that. I had somebody the other day saying the book tells them something. And I'm thinking, did you even bother watching the video? Sometimes the sets that we get early are prototype builds. They're not for sale yet, so if we have any problems, we'll report it to Lego. That kind of thing. So sometimes I'll get a set that the instructions are written wrong, there's a typo in them. That happens, and I'm not mad about that. It does affect the build experience a little bit. They could have stuck a 2x by there. So when you get to this step 111, you got to build 2 of those brackets and stick them down here. And let me get that back there for you. Okay. Okay, now it looks like we're building the bottom portion of the window here. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff they could have just substituted and used a little larger parts. So just stuff like this. They do make 1x4s. I'm not sure if they make them in sand green or not, but it would be nice to... Okay, these go on here. Or is that a bracket? No, that's a brick. I use these for the tiny house. They're a really good lifesaver. So if you get those parts, there you go. Usually modulars, though, you build to keep. You don't build to take them apart. I take them apart. I don't have a city, but I can always rebuild them later. That would be the joy of it. And then this fits right around there. Like that. Yep. Pretty good. It sticks in a little bit, and that's what it wants. And now it looks like we're building some of the arches for this. Yeah, I got to think of something to make for dinner tonight, too. We had bacon the other night, but I'm trying to think of, I don't know, I may make a few fried burgers and then just watch a movie or something. I'm thinking about that, just making something, or maybe make some onion dip, popcorn, have a soda, maybe make milkshakes or something like that. And crash out on the floor and just watch movies. Alright, this one goes here. Does it go inside? Yeah, behind the brown piece there. Yeah, I'll think of something for tonight for dinner, huh? Now, Lego, come on. Now, you had those squash bricks. I'm hoping I'm not... Let me bring this more over here like that. So I'm not like I'm reaching way over there. Trying to get this to work. Yeah, Lego doesn't have the inverted that color. I've been looking for those in sand green, but all right. Starting to get tired. I may doze off after do some house chores and then come back later. I'll film the other section of it tonight. I'm hoping to finish the first floor of this up tonight. There we go. Kind of wiggly, huh? We got to fix that up. I think that's what the next step is. Well, now we got to put the window in there. I could picture walking right by this in real life. This would be something like you'd see at the beach. Hold on, did they? Let me make sure here. No, they did not put the 2x, but they put the 2x in there. Just want to make sure. So they just didn't have enough space, I guess. But still, you can just count. These round plates, they are very useful. You get these, doesn't matter what color, hoard them. I mean, hoard them. I have mine in a special bin. These are very... This is how you know a set is real good. I'm not paying attention to the memory card. So here we are again. Let me check the battery just to be sure. Okay, I got about 80%. Like I was saying, hoard these round plates. They are a lifesaver. They're very handy. Put that last one there. Hey, at least this camera dings when it does it. It just doesn't ding when the battery's dead. I wish it would ding. I want to see if there's any alarm on that will ding that lets me know that the memory card's almost full. That'd be more of a help, so I know when to stop and all that kind of thing. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together the top part of this. And that's how you know a set's real good. I'm not paying attention to the memory card. I want to build. I don't want to do anything else here. And we know what? We have not even hit bag 6 yet. We are still on bag... I gotta go find that. We are almost 40 minutes into this build, and we are still in bag 5. I'd swear there's probably half the set packaged in here. It's just ridiculously a lot of small parts. I mean, we're just literally putting together 1x1s and 1x2s at this point. So I'm gonna be honest though, and I know some people don't like the honesty on here, but if you're not a fan of small parts, like I'm not a fan of them, this is probably not the set for you. Now I can see why this is for 18 plus, because even I'm sure a small kid would probably get annoyed after a while, like, you know. I'm still on a deadline on this one. Not too bad, but I just don't want to be putting together 1x1s and 1x2s the whole build. That would not be fun. This is almost like a micro build, except it's scaled for minifigures. It's just, I thought I would have bag 1 done before the memory card was filled up, but apparently I was wrong on that. Alright, it's just, yeah, it's a lot of work here. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to, I skipped a step here. Yeah, because I'm going to be honest with you now, I'm kind of getting a little tired of 1x1s and 1x2s. That's all we pretty much have put together. So this bag here, so bag 5, just be prepared. It's a lot of very small. We're talking small stuff. You want to do something in a hurry. If you got to hurry, if you don't have at least an hour set aside, yeah, you're going to be in deep doo-doo. This is not a... Alright, I'm just lining all those up there is a nightmare, huh? Just use this. I mean, it's built very well. I'm not going to complain there. And then after that... I mean, the pile of loose parts is going down, so we already know that we're getting somewhere. I just hope I don't forget anything. May have to spin this whole memory card putting together bags 5 and 6. I could do a bag a day, but then that would not be fun. I'd like to try to do that. So this is going to be a very long build installment. I like to try to keep them as short as I can. This didn't go in. You're going to have to split this apart and wiggle things in a bit. Just wiggle that in there. You can see me just kind of jiggling that in, and there you go. And no, we got more small stuff to do. I mean, that's all that's left is really small parts. So now we got to build some more columns here. Jay, I don't think I can survive this. You know, I hear that from time to time, and you know, if I can survive it, I know you can. Just take your time. That's why you notice my reviews sometimes are late. I take my time. I'd rather take my time and make as few mistakes as possible instead of rushing through it and have to redo it. Then I spend more time. I'm going to do like I did with the door. I'm going to keep the round side facing out. So like I put that one in wrong, now I got it in right. And then we use the flowers on the front of that like that. So I got to make 2 of these. I remember when I saw the very first gold bricks that came out, I got all excited when I was a kid. Didn't have a lot of colors in the color palette, but it was something, you know. So remember I said stick it on the stud here. We're going to swing it into place. And this thing here is kind of weird. I want the rounded side outwards. Just wiggle it in. Same thing with this one. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm just going to stick it on the stud here. And then I'm just going to hinge it in like that. And it'll snap right in. May have to work some things down a bit, but there we go. And then now it looks like we're tiling the top here with more tiles. So now it's time to start strengthening this up here a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of tiles. Let's put that round one over here. Let me bring this over here so you can see what I'm doing here. That's the only thing bad about these skyscraper builds. The camera gets higher and higher. At least this is a modular. I can bring the floors down and work on them like this. I know after I get done with this, I am going to have a snack break. Well, after I get done with bag 6 anyways. Probably won't be for a while, but we're going to try our best here. We're still missing something here, obviously, so there's got to be more to this. Probably what bag 6 is going to hold. See, now once you get all these pieces in here, it's a lot stronger. And of course the studs are just meant to snap the floors on. Looks like I got 1 of each here, so maybe I survived. Yeah. And that's it. Looks like it is. And yeah, that's it for bag 5. And yeah, it took what? 45 minutes of getting into this. Memory card is fully clean, so I have plenty of space for it. And this is what we have remaining. We're going to check here. Looks like we have 1 of each. So usually the really small stuff, they give you a little extra. Hey, I'll use those for something else. And yeah, that's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. We survived that. We survived bag 5. That's what we have remaining. Okay, now we're going to finish this installment with bag 6. And while I'm unbagging this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help, as well as my Patreon followers. Freed or paid, every bit helps. Thank you to my revocable customers for purchasing building guides and making requests for new ones. That's always a big help too. And yeah, I want to appreciate everybody, especially for those who take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a tutorial that may use that, so that will come in handy. Oh no, we got more small parts there. Ugh. We'll be here for another hour, huh? When you see two of these, you're in it for about 40 minutes because it's usually small stuff. And yeah, that's the only bad thing about this set. I think a lot of it's just loaded up with tiny parts. Some Lego makes it seem like you're getting a lot of stuff. And yeah, so it looks like the first thing we're going to be doing is the minifigure. We have a little description here if you want to pause and read that. So the plumber is going to put a patch on the pipe, but could be a real problem. Lie underneath the walkway. Well, we will find out what the leak is here. But first we got to put the plumber together so he can help us out with that. And he's the one with the toolbox. Alright, let's get him together so he can fix that leak. In fact, I did a roof inspection. I don't see any leaks in my roof, so I'm really happy. Oh, but he's got a beard. Means we're going to have to find that now. That would be a small part. It's either black or white. No, it's gray. I think they give him a white one and make him Santa Claus, but no. Okay, they didn't give him a white beard. Call him Whitebeard the plumber. What am I saying? Mine's is starting to turn white with the white strands of hair through my head. My hair is starting to just turn white. It doesn't bother me. As long as it doesn't fall out, I'm happy with that. As long as I still got a full head of hair, I don't care what it does. You know. There is the plumber. Not bad, huh? So he's going to have to sit here and find the leak. Well, we got a little bit of a problem. We're missing the fire hydrant. Maybe we'll build that today. We don't know. Okay. So now we have to work right here. And that's probably the leak that they're talking about there. Okay, so let me get this situated here. Because we're going to be focusing our attention right there. Okay. Alright. If we get rid of all the big stuff first, it wouldn't be a big deal. But Lego sometimes has us do the smallest possible stuff, and like right now I'm going to start pulling out all the gray because I'm looking for a 1x2 tile, and I have not ran across it yet. You know, that's one bad thing about small parts. You could be here literally for hours trying to find the smallest possible pieces first, you know. Where you got all the big stuff on the workbench. So this sits right here, and it just slides in. So yeah, it's meant to show that there's a leak in here. That's the puddle. I thought that was a pond or something. But no, 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 no. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention here on the wall construction here. We're going to slide this out of the way. And yeah, let's see here. Alrighty. You guys remember back in school, you used to have a rainy day schedule where you had to stay inside. When I was a kid, the elementary school I went to, it had hallways, and then it had outside it had an awning that hanged over the edge of the buildings. So when you went outside, you could still go outside and play in the hall. You could play, if you remember, like 2 square, 4 square. Stuff like that, and they would have it like that. The newer schools now, you are cooped up in the classroom. You're inside literally all day because they don't want you outside getting wet. I didn't know this until I went into high school. High school was a little different. You could be out in the rain. Even in junior high, they were controlling back then, but I remember back in elementary school, it would be cold and foggy. And then once the rain, they would ring the bell, and then it would be rainy day schedule, and you had to go back under the awnings. You could not go in the rain, because the rain was like a video game back then. It would melt you if you did. But I miss those days where it was rainy day schedule. Now as an adult, well, this is a rainy day schedule, right? I'm not outside working, you know, but of course I'm off today, but I miss those days. It just, things were so simple back then, you know. And now the kids today, they sit inside and they play on the computer all day. Now in high school we had a rainy day. A lot of the nerds like me were in the computer lab. It was a good way to kill off some time. You go in there and play like Doom or something like that, or they allow us to play video games back then on the computer. Okay, what I'm going to have to do here, I need to bring this down a little bit here. This goes, it looks like it snaps right here onto these studs here. You're going to have to kind of wiggle it in a little bit. There we go, right there. Got that in there. We survived that. We survived it. And we have another item we got to build here. But I remember the days when we had the rainy day schedules. Those were always fun. Or in some schools, you'd have a fog delay. Or if you're back in the eastern part of the country, you would have a snow day. The junior high I went to and the high school, they rarely ever called fog delays. Now, I lived out in the sticks, so it was a little different. It was always foggy when I was a teen. And they would be like, no, there's no fog delay. So what did my parents do? Well, if they're too lazy to call a fog delay because you live out here, then you don't need to go to school. Now, this is way back then when we didn't have Zoom and all that stuff, where you can do online courses. Or internet courses, for that matter. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I put that in the wrong spot. That's supposed to hang over there. But, you know, I miss the days, you know, nowadays. Remember when the pandemic, people were doing a lot of their classes on Zoom. So there was no excuse. Now that's a thing of the past now. That's not how that's supposed to go. So the only time you got wet is when you had to walk out to the car to get your ride and go home. But now the schools today, they don't have that anymore. Like, they don't have the fancy awnings hanging over and all that stuff. I thought I had you turned off. Every time a car drives by, so I am putting that on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't slow down, does it? I thought I had everything turned off except for that, and if I hear something going off again, then I'm going to be, well, I'll keep that thought to myself, but you can fill in the blank what I would say. But yeah, you know, those days were nice, lazy days, you know. Not sure what this is for here. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. I got you here. This goes in like that. I think this just sits in here with a surprise. Now, this is kind of tough because we haven't finished the wall up yet. So no, that doesn't pull up there. So you would just do something like this. I bet this is probably something to keep it locked. This thing here. So you just lift this up to see the leak. Okay, that's not a bad, that's a pretty cool idea, isn't it? So we got that in there. Okay, now it looks like we're turning our attention to a little flower bed. Here's another part that I'm going to start scarfing up, is these little tulips. I am going to grab those like crazy because those will come in handy for builds. I like nature, I like outdoor stuff, so for me, that will come in handy. I'm hoping this bag here goes pretty quick. I think I'm going to keep you guys in for a bit because it is a rainy day today. So unfortunately, you are stuck with me here. Alright, so they're using these rounded plates here for the flower bed. Including this here too. Now I gotta leave this flat while I'm building it because this thing's only held in by one stud, so I can't just mess around with it and manhandle it. I gotta do it here first. I know I gotta paint some lumber here. I'm still working on that network stuff. I have a rack that I got it built. I need to prime it, I need to paint it, and install it. And I haven't had time, because now I'm off, I can do whatever I want. But I don't have time right now to deal with it because I'm doing this set right now. I want to build this, so that's what I'm doing. Alright. And then we need to make 2 of these, but I think it'd be easier if I put the flowers or these studs in first. And that's not what I'm looking for there. This one goes here. And then stick the tulips in like that. I just giving everything a little bit more height here. A little more depth perception here than anything else. And then now we got to make some of these. It might be easier to do these here. Like that. And then we can start putting these in here. Landscaping will always bring out life in your cities. I had somebody that told me their city was kind of bland, and I noticed there was no clutter, no plants, no weeds. I said, dude, you got to put a lot of stuff in there. Stuff you normally see in a city, you know. You're not putting extras in there. Well, I don't have a whole lot. I said, just sprinkle it through. You don't have to cake it in. Like, I have a lot of foliage stuff, but not enough to do a city. But it's enough for me to kind of enjoy here. Like that. Just that little item. This would be a nice little accessory to put in your... You can make a bunch of those and set them in your city. And then this goes right here. Right up against that plate there. Okay. Alright. So now it looks like there's a lot of things going on here. So let's get a little comfortable here because we're going to be doing a lot in this area right over here. In that area. What happened, Ring? You didn't go off this time? Yeah, I'm going to put you on mute. Now I don't have to hear you anymore and annoy me. Imagine if I were speed building, you guys and gals would not hear the commentary. And that's kind of a shame, too. This piece goes right there, and we need a corner tile. I thought I saw that. The first time I ever saw one of these corner tiles, I thought one was broke. Like, how did that get sheared off? Well, now we know. That tells me there's probably something that's going to fit in there next. Okay, now it looks like we're building maybe some kind of a platform. I really won't know what this stuff is until I edit the video. So, yeah, so if you like the storytellings, I mean, let me know. I mean, because like I said, I kind of want to reminisce on things in the past as well as I'm building this stuff, because that's what most builders do. You know, if I was building with my girlfriend or something like that, we'd be chatting about things that went on in the day and all that stuff. If I can get her into this hobby, it would be really nice, but she's not interested in it. But that's what I would be doing. If I had kids, I'd be asking them how their school day went, what kind of homework, what are your plans. Let's talk about maybe a trip going somewhere, you know, that kind of thing. And that's what we would be doing. Okay, so this goes right down in there. Making sure before I press that in there, I don't want to have to commit to something. Got a little bit of red carpet there. Okay, now it looks like we're building some more stuff. I don't know what it is. Hey, at least I'm not lying to you. At least I don't know what this stuff is. I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. We're going to build it anyways. Even if they have a call out. Sometimes things just don't seem like the way they are. So we'll build that. I think this is the furniture store here, so we're just building some probably display areas for furnishings. All right. Like that so far. But yeah, those old rainy day schedules were fun. Now it's I don't do those anymore. And you work. You got to work when it rains or it's foggy outside. And oh my goodness, what happened there? That's not supposed to be like that. Whoopsie. Oh yeah, watch the whole video and series installments before casting judgment on if I make a mistake or not, because I may have corrected it in the latter part of the video. Sometimes I'll find a mistake that I did later on. I'm like, whoops, gotta fix it. Most don't know that these videos are filmed weeks in advance. So what you're basically watching is new old stock. Wait. Okay, these go underneath. That's like, where do we need two for there? So it looks like this might go there. We don't know that because we haven't gotten that far yet. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one. It's just a small amount of parts. The little pieces are kind of getting to me a little bit. I can just hear a few of you in the comments right now, or read your comments. Jay, I don't have patience for this. If you don't, that's fine. I don't know how I'm surviving through it, but hey, it's not like I'm typing on a keyboard right now. You know, yeah, so I'm not doing anything like that. Oh, they're using these for decorative parts. Okay, I see. So what they did here is they come in here, put this on here as shown, and they're sticking this in here right onto the stud too. Wait a minute, that don't make sense. Did I forget a piece here? Yeah, there's supposed to be tiles underneath. Okay, we'll put those in there. See, I forgot. That happens. You know, that happens. I'll just put those in there then, patch that right up. You will never know. So using these like decorative little, you know, like railings and stuff. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Whoa. Yeah, I got to do some Christmas shopping too before the stores get busy. Yeah, that's where this goes, right in that area. And it lines up with this corner here. I'm just going to lightly set it in there, make sure. You see it doesn't fit. Now it does, because I'm going to wiggle it in. Press that down. I think we're good there. Yeah. There we go. We got our stairs to go up into the store there. That's not bad. We got those done. Alright, so now it looks like we're going to be focusing on the wall, the lower wall. Start with the 1x1s first, because I see those in the call out. Yeah, my arm's in the way. I can't stop that. And we have a palisade brick here. And then it looks like we have a 1x10. Another palisade. And we got to build something here with more round pieces. Hey, we're almost done with all the parts here, but I've only been 20 minutes in, so yeah, this is going to be a very long installment today. There's not a whole lot I can do. You know, already about over an hour already on this. I'm hoping it's under an hour, but I doubt it. This goofy little thing here. And this goes right back in that corner right there that you cannot see. Right there. Alright. Okay, now it looks like we're building ourselves some kind of a chair here. Let's get going on that. This looks like an interesting chair to build. We're already putting the furniture in. We got to have a place to rest while we're building this. A nice, comfortable place to rest. And because I know I need to get going on painting some stuff. Heck, I may bring all that in the house and paint it in there. Just bring a piece of cardboard in from one of these Lego boxes and then just start using that as a place to paint, or just an old tablecloth or drop cloth would be fine. These are a nice piece to have too, like that. It's like a patio chair. And then that sits right here. Right in that corner, right there. But it shows it closer, so maybe it's the other stud. Well, we're going to have to take that out. I think it goes in that stud there. Okay, well there we go. Got that in there. Now we got a place to sit while we're building this. Okay, now we got another chair to build. This one here, it's got something sticking out. Is this the bidet there's somebody that's been asking for a bidet. Like literally a smart bidet toilet. And I'm like, I'm not going to build a toilet anyways. But I'll think about that. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Put it in that notch there. There we go. It's supposed to go like that inside that notch. Okay, so, and then we need a holder. And I bet this just attaches here. If that was locked in there, that'd be pretty cool. And this sits right in this area here. Okay, now we got another chair. And now it looks like we're building ourselves a blue little end table. Lots of weird pieces, huh? Oh, we're not using the skeleton legs? So these are legs for the table. I mean, the furniture in this is pretty handy. We could use this for all sorts of stuff. In fact, that's not a bad idea for a patio table. And we'll just swing those down there. Like that. Kind of get this straightened out there a little bit. Okay. Like that. Could be a stool too. And the stool sits right here on that stud right back in there. So we'll, wait a minute, but how does that stick in there? Am I missing something? Oh, you know, I was being silly. You know what I forgot to do? Put these on the bottom here, and there's a little call out we can read. Okay, yeah, that's already fallen apart. Yeah, I mean, bags 5 and 6 are small. I have a feeling it's going to get even worse as we go. I mean, we're building accessories as we're building the main build. This came apart, probably due to my error, but yeah, this is going to keep falling apart. Let's put this in first. Yeah, this furniture stuff in here is just very flimsy. Right now we're at a 9, but I'm going to say the furniture is going to drag this one down a little bit here. So it's easier to set that in there first, and then put this on the top like that, and just try to turn it. Let's make sure here. That table was kind of goofy. I think that's what it is. And yeah, and that's what we have right there. The Carpenters ain't famous for her chair designs. Which is your favorite? I like that one there a little better. This one right here would be my favorite one. This one here, I don't know, it just, I guess that's a chair. It looks more like an end table. Okay, now we're doing some more stuff here. It looks like maybe this is some kind of a cashier's counter, and how am I guessing that is? Because it's got $100 there. Let's rotate that around. At least it's printed. Yeah, I'm not a... don't know what would be $100 in there. You know how expensive Lego is. So that sits there. Hey, you can stay down. Alright, let's see here. But we're not done with this step yet. Now I gotta come back in here. And let's start right here first with this. This will be a little easier to set up in here. Put that in there. Now it's still drafty in here. I put that there so those who say I cover up everything. And yeah, but you know what I forgot to give the plumber? His wrench. Let's put that in his hand. I knew I forgot something. And we have some black tiles left. You know, I bet those black tiles went in that chair. Let me make sure here. Hey, always check when you have extra pieces. Yeah, the black tiles were supposed to go on that. Would I have left it like that? No. Well, at least we know which way it's going to go back on now. Hey, you know, I made some mistakes here, but we were dealing with a lot of small parts. Now, if anybody tells you they don't make mistakes in this, they're lying to your face. Because if I make mistakes, I've been doing this for a long time. I make tons of them. But the beauty about these videos is I do not hide them from you, so, you know. And that's what we have remaining for bag 6. Yes, I kept you in class a little long today, but that's how it is. And yeah. Summation of Thoughts. And honestly, so far, it is a very interesting build. Sadly, we're at a 9 just due to scratched parts. Some of this stuff is falling apart. But we are getting to the point now that we're almost done with the first floor, possibly. I'll have to read through the book, but I know bag 9 starts the second floor. So let me kind of stage everything up here. And for the thumbnail. Yeah, put a roof on this, we'd be done with this. This one here is pretty drafty. But I'm pretty happy with what it looks like so far. I mean, there's a lot of character in here, just lots of small pieces. But as you can tell, though, we have a lot of detail. It's just, that's the only downside with the smaller parts. But I'm pretty happy with the set. It's not that bad. I mean, it's starting to look like that. We got a long ways to go, though. But tell me what you think.